maybe one of the ways you can vaguely stay safe is surprisingly annoying for LeBlanc to get onto, because you have to go quite a long way to get towards the Jhin, and then things like the Deadly Flourish they're on to Pays with the Shield of Daybreak, will force the cleanse.
What tournament is this? This is a new international event, Asia Invitational. This is the teams which did make Worlds flash forward, screen from Barrel.
Does get on top of Pays, flash to get that crashing auto there in from Lucid, who get rooted up, does still manage to get that kill, as Pays nearly gets some more value. Shun being around makes it a bit spicier with the red buffs available, and the Audacious charge to work with Lucid now wrapping around, but unfortunately nowhere to go, and they just end up going 2 for 1. DK start it, and JDG finish it.
JDG and DK starting things off with fireworks. Shun making the 3v3 a reality as Lucid came down first. It is going to be aiming getting a kill, though, over Pays, and that is worth noting. The AD carry matchup has a little bit more gold. Well, I say AD carry, it's not like Diggs is that. You know what I mean. For aiming, and Lucid on the other side, now behind Shun. Draw.
Nice work. I think he might just get it, forces a flash, gets out to safety, but aiming. Really wish time flow there. Didn't really have anywhere to go from that. Sorry about that. A little bit of chunks. Bot side of Jaws trying to hold this lane best he can for JDG's bot side. Not led to all that much yet. We've still got Ambessa versus Azir on the scoreboard that is actually beginning to wind me up now. Like, observers, why have you forsaken us?
It's an almost spiritual, so.
Yeah.
My TO, why hast thou forsaken me?
Well, we'll see whether on the dawning of the third game, the scoreboard can be...
I liked him, but I didn't think he'd be doing what he did. We've seen a great many people come to a higher team on the LPL and not be able to perform the same way. Barrel now looking potentially for an engage. Again, the early game damage from DK is powerful, and look at this LeBlanc. Careful, have to be around that chain.
Good land, the Ethereal Chance. Couldn't let it properly proc, though. Deadly Flourish now lands onto Showmaker, who's just hit by the Wind Becomes Lightning. And now the turnaround, though, as they went looking for that one. The Mega Inferno Bomb kind of goes well wide, but doesn't matter. Pays with flash available, could maybe try to get out of the pit. Caught in the back there. The Azir comes shuffling on in, and that's a kill for Scout. Root now onto Lucid, who also falls. Aiming needs to back away. Bot side, Shiwu throws down a repudiation to Xiao Shu. Is a very angry crocodile. So angry, he starts spinning the water around him in a whirlpool. It's like a mega crocodile ultimate theme park in the UK. It's is it Paramount that are doing it? I'm trying to remember exactly who it is that's doing the new theme park.
Barrel has walked into them. He doesn't have a flash. There is a real chance he dies here,
yeah,
by the way.
He's gone quite deep for this. Unfortunately for him, it's his own jungle, and yet it matters not. Shun's the one that picks it up. They tried to give it over to Scout, but alas, Shun said, no, 3-0-2, Shin
Sam,
instead.
I can already tell this is going to be a very fun tournament. Aiming flashes.
Yay!
I don't think he's going to live here either. Wow, Shun and Draw are just decking them.
Look, I'm being a bit silly here. I'm a little bit unhinged this morning, and that's fine, guys. I'm having fun
Japanese
with it.
high schooler, Sam. Now, I don't know what it means to be a Univia kid. They are also going to dive him again. The Ziggs ult's been used. Does he clear out another wave?
Does?
He does.
That's not bad going, Xiao Shu. You take that.
So he's cleared out 2 waves, brings up 4 people to his lane, and DK, look, I appreciate the attempt. Try and kill the Renekton. However, it is a Renekton with ult. Does manage to get to that very quickly. First turret, very easily going to JDG. They had the 3 grubs before. Pays, gets bank.
That he does. This Jhin is very pleased indeed. There's the final play. Lots of gold. Turn up topside. Jaw is here, and again, it's a Nico with a fair amount of AP. Could probably just clear this wave and possibly a player with it as well. Here comes the TP. Barrel will eclipse briefly. Shun the Dragon Taker.
That's wonderful, sir.
Shun. Barrel's in a bush. Jaw will turn into a minion and make 2 of them at once. Lucid now turns up, and Xiao Chu gets bounced around. That's not a bad combo, actually. Unfortunately for DK, the kill goes over to Barrel. Nice little sidestep there on the Sonic Wave. Would hop forwards to get into range onto Zhuo. Made that one a little bit interesting. Won't delete all that much. Pays now here as well. Lucid still around. Still has that ability to potentially Dragon's Rage someone. Zhuo gets bounced around and dies as well. And JDG, I don't know about that. That was probably a bit much. Will cost them a bit in mid lane. She will need to flash away from the Emperor's Divide and will do so. Repudiation does come on down to mitigate the damage on the 3 Talon Strike knockup. That's another play over to JDG. We're taking a lot out of this mid lane turret. The only thing is, of course, that DK in the end do end up getting what amounts to 4 kills and the turret over the course of the last 2 minutes topside. Shun manages to nab away, though.
I'm just catching up now. I was just trying to see if we could find ourselves a clean feed. Don't believe we can. Someone suggested a Korean platform, but I actually can't see a way to do it unless you've set it yourselves up on the app already. So I can't do much about that one. And, barrel caught again. It's a lot of damage behind it. JDG
decides to go forwards rather than just hanging back. Good damage back onto pace, puts him at about 20% HP, and Beryl ends up at a relatively healthy point. Shun gets bounced back by the satchel, kicked away as well by the Lee Sin, and they blow up the jungler. JDG, the mid-game fumbles again continue.
Lucid's Lee Sin really clean, as it's JDG the ones who get picked off. I thought initially, well, Beryl's taking a ton of damage. Aiming and barrel combo up community notes into a game.
I feel like it would lead to a cesspool very quickly, because basically what it amounts to is all chat attaching labels.
Showmaker walking up the river, might get a flight in here. Beryl walking forwards too.
Does get a decent chunk on Joe, who will break the chains with the Rocket Belt, but that's Celestial Opposition and Rocket Belt down. That makes this Nico a lot more vulnerable.
Couple of statters in the game. Looks like that's only coming through from the clean feed, clearing out this wave. DK getting some really nice angles. If Shiwa can get in range for an ult, that would be devastating.
Yeah, it could get a bit nasty to
Draw is
make no
hidden
mistake.
as a ward.
Yeah, they don't necessarily know. They could attack him. Do you lose HP bars when someone goes looking for it? Duo, Pot Blossom. It's a wonderful bait. Mega Inferno Bomb does come on down, but it's good damage onto Beryl, who dies, and it all works out well. The ruse is successful.
The ward and the brusher. They have the bushes, have eyes. Stun onto Shiwu.
Flash for a Ruthless Predator, looking to cull the meat. Kick back, Dragon's Rage, perfect execution. Helps turn it around. Scout goes looking, gets a hold of Lucid, but not too many more people, but it still ends up being an additional kill over to JDG.
Oh, the Scout, that road was a cobbled one. And the wheels come off, and it's Showmaker going forwards, looking for the kill. Can't quite get it onto Paze with the electrocute. Blah, my words are completely fumbled, just like the combo was from Showmaker.
Showmaker is doing quite a lot of damage nonetheless. Paze forced out to like next to no HP, though, probably means that JDG can't get this dragon. Well, there might be a mechanic here where he could get very horribly punished, but that works out much better. Shu just about escapes the Emperor's Divide. The problem is Lucid does not and dies. And then Showmaker ends up making things a bit trickier on a side lane. Well, not in the side lane, in the mid lane. I just saw him come up on the side lane on my screen, and that screwed my train of thought.
Lucid's taken Dragon. JDG have the 3 grubs. They're splitting the map. Gold is very even right now. JDG will get a little bit more from this tower. They have lost their mid lane turret. Yes, they have, because DK have taken of that, which means that Lee Sin can start going for cool, fun invades like this. He also has a kick and an ult. He might get Paze here.
Yeah, kicks him mid, blast code fly, and Paze eats the Dragon's Rage.
If you ever want to wonder why it is good to keep your turrets alive, that's a great reason why. You wouldn't be able to do that without that. Good route, though, onto Showmaker.
Goes looking for multiple members, doesn't find it. The Nico gets popped, and JDG's mid-game woes continue.
DK, good series of skirmishes, take all the outer turrets, and this is their power point, using that outer turrets being down to get these skirmishes. They'll move to the Atakan, and JDG, with their bot lane dead, I don't think they can do much.
Doesn't look like it. DK will just nab away this Atakan as well to continue this comeback in fairly swift order. Mega Inferno Bomb goes towards mid lane. Xiaoxu was trying to get that mid lane tier 1, well, failed to do so. Shun now in a 1v3. Why and how were you there? And was hit with a perfect execution and goes down afterwards.
I think he was looking to see if he can get towards an Atakan steal, ended up in river, gets caught out, uses his ult, uses his flash, and well, Lucid is still here. He has his ult up in a couple typically when off-season hits, we don't get to do that much. Now we get a whole new cricket-predicted tournament to cast. The Scout is going to get chunked up by Shiwu.
There we go. We'll see where the ashes land up this time as Scout tries to slide away, and Lucid said, I do not care.
That because of the cricket and the ashes.
Yeah, that was.
Now, the problem is,
yeah.
I'm going to imagine that the Venn diagram of people who know what the I know that the ashes are very famous, but people who know what cricket is and are League of Legends players is pretty low. Draw will dodge out in the first chain and we'll get out to safety.
Xiaoxu is going to try and get on top of Shuwu. Does a decent amount of work. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Over the wall goes Showmaker. Just get bounced around, actually. The Redemption's coming on down, and Showmaker's gone Giga Team. Does slide away. Surviving for now. The call of the curtains is there, and they'll still go down, I think, to Shun with a smite and a bit of a red buff trigger. There's the Whimper coming lightning. Just aiming. Does get out to safety. Showmaker try. Barreled out. Going to fall afterwards at DK. Maybe that was a touch far.
It was the wind becomes lightning from Shun, which finished off Showmaker just through the Leona's back as well. Lucid's back on the table, though, and he's kind of scary.
He is. He's over here as this Lucid. He's got a Sundertide and Black Cleaver, but there comes the Pop Blossom and the Deadly Flourish. And I think Lucid may also just die. Kick the wall, he survives! Shoot him, and the wind becomes lightning!
Oh!
But it doesn't matter because there's a resonating strike, bit of healing.
This is why we don't count our eggs before they hatch.
You best start believing in tangents, Twitch chat. You're on one.
One of the ways she was going to engage on the spot, so he is a Fed ambassador though.
Oh, I'll call the ambulance, but maybe not for him. Here comes the rest of the team. The sirens are on. Shiwoo, Shiwoo. Shun just about survives. The Crescent card comes on down. We'll try to audacious charge out to safety, and Lucid says absolutely not.
Oh, god damn it, you actually did that really well. And that's killed it. Don't push your luck, Sam. Don't push your luck. Dragon getting started from T+. Gen.G went too far onto the most fed member of the enemy team, get punished for it, and the Dragon will be D+ queues.
Well, there's the Dragon. And at this point, we're 32 petals, courtesy of the Atakan. A lot of turrets. And the Gold Leader is starting to get towards very challenging levels. I know it's only 25.
Didn't quite win Worlds, so this is the production team which doesn't quite take it seriously.
Right, chat. I'm gonna need you to Google whether crickets and grasshoppers eat grass.
I could just do that as well. Baron is going down. DKR, that's on their plates, I suppose. Gen.G don't really have the vision to do much about this. Can they get a lucky entrance in? They clear out one ward, walking closer towards. It's not going down that quickly. They don't have the best DPS for this.
And that means Shun's potentially around in space for a steal. Keeping your Shins out of a pit's never been the easiest with Audacious Charge and Flash. Showmaker looking for a flank angle. He's got a couple items, could do a lot of work and misses the Ethereal Chains.
They can kick him out. Lucid has Flash and Kick, can hop back into the pit.
Solar Flare. Ooh, sure, just about survived, but not for long as Showmaker finishes it. They lose the Ziggs though on the other side of Xiao. She gets on top of them. All the while, Lucid getting some good value on a page who is dead, and the damage keeps on flying. Shun will not survive the onslaught. Decent work from Xiao. She gets a Ruthless Predator off, but Shiwu with a Repudiation and a slide away gets enough health back with the honey fruit to stay alive. They go back towards the Baron.
Oh, and I don't think Xiao Xu will make it out of this either. Very much behind enemy lines. Actually, might just to do that himself. They'll leave him alive as a messenger. Carry it back to the base of Gen.G. 4 for 1. Aiming dies.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, well, they wouldn't. Because, of course, if they do want to be a prediction, who am I to say that they can't? Those are terrifying beasts.
Yeah, so I say just keep it away from Raz. I don't know what it would do. When because that man flip flops harder and changes the prediction more than anyone else.
I've missed on the Raz lore.
Did you not? He's a gnome. He's a notorious flip flopper.
Believe it or not, I actually don't know the lore of every caster out there. I try to, but I don't know all of it.
Razzleplasm, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you still go Raz? Do you still go by Razzleplasm? If you're listening to this, I don't know whether you will do. I've said it that way. Do you still go by Razzleplasm, or is it just Raz now? I don't actually know whether that's changed.
I mean. Their @ on Twitter is RazLol.
Nah.
I don't know about their Twitch. I don't know about that.
I still think my favorite League of Legends gif ever is Raz breaking it down to Dodo Sin back in the day.
That was fantastic. The man's got some moves. I do know that bit of lore. The base has been broken by DK. They're moving in a little bit faster. Lucid has an awesome game on the Lee Sin.
Yes, he has.
Top side of the map from DK has been really popping off as Gen.G had some good moments, bought into too many skirmishes, and the game fell away from them. Beryl ults for fashion, for
that
show.
Does appear to be the case, yes.
DK will march forward again.
He does. Okay, so on towards these turrets we go. Going sliding on forward. Scout gets a hold of one. That's not bad going. The public execution doesn't land, so no way out for Shiwu, who gets trapped with the turret and goes down. That's a pretty good pick. Nice angle, Scout. Does it save the game, though, as the rest of the inhibitors and the Nexus turrets are going down?
That is the most fed member of the enemy team, but yeah, you've got some turrets missing. Luckily, Azir can build you a free one with his passive. Doesn't have the ult now. Lucid, does he go in with the ultimate? Doesn't have flash to fully confirm it. They are in range of Satchel, though, on the Nexus turret.
Got hit by the wind, becomes lightning. A potential angle to Audacious Charge forward. Jorgo's looking for a pop.
No!
Really landed as Beryl buffers through himself with the Zenith Blade. Lucid hops on out with the safeguard. Aiming being run up by Xiaoshu, and Aiming is winning a 1v1 in melee range with a Renekton. What is this? Will bounce away with the satchel. Now has to flash, and Xiaoshu just runs out of damage. And Gen.G are running out of health bars.
Now they are Lucid, getting the healing from the safeguard Iron Will. The bomb comes through. Pace just about lives. The same cannot be said of Shun, the clone from Showmaker.
Oh, lovely angle. In comes a resonating strike. And the first one goes to DK. 2 more for a home run.
Game 1 to D plus Kia. Gen.G skirmished a little too fast and a little too hard. The wheels came off the train. D plus Kia win game 1.
I'm aware I went towards baseball rather than cricket at the end there, and I got it wrong as well.
I just went into his chat, put cancelled it, left chat, see what happens. Last pick of that Jax, as you were saying, going into that sign. Now, I'm not sure the Jax close to the turrets. Even if they redive, Xiaoshu will clear the wave now. So Xiaoshu, mission accomplished, I think. Is there anything going to be accomplished on the other side? Q charged up a little bit of wave clear. Xiaoshu is going to die. He will be able to clear the wave, though.
It took a redive, but it is now done. Lucid burns the additional summon to make this happen. The Winter's Bite prevents Xiaoshu from getting on top of Lucid, who takes a bit of minion aggro, but now bot side, looking to return the favor. Shiwu on low will nab away a little bit of grass there briefly. Because he can.
He's a grasshopper! Quick, get him!
Stop him. He's going to decide who loses.
Quick, he's going to predict things. Root in the mid lane. Show. Oh!
Nice angle. Showmaker doesn't survive, though, nonetheless.
It doesn't matter at all, but it was really cool for one brief moment.
Say that, but Mark, if you're watching, if you're listening, now, you need to know that's the only play I remember.
Now, I don't know if you've got any XDDers in chat. If anyway, you decide whether Mark needs to see that or not, I suppose. Pass it into bot side. Great damage with the culling. No bailout, dead in the CC.
Nicely done. Good combo there. Aiming survives the early lane by not being there. Is now 2-0. Does end up with a lot of spears in his head, but doesn't have them pulled out, and so he isn't leaking blood everywhere.
Oh dear. Kalista Renata losing lane is a problem, and Draw's had a pretty rough time of it, folks. Had a pretty good playoffs run throughout summer. This one's been a bit rough. Shun has 6, does have flash. He can maybe catch aiming. He also has flash. Maybe an E to the minion, W over it. He doesn't need both blades to kill him, I don't think. Doesn't spot the recall. Beryl might die here, though, as compensation.
He might indeed. Up comes the door. Doesn't really lead to all that much. Kiana ends up getting that kill. Nice deal. As Scout is about to face check Lucid, who will flag and drag, and then Showmaker will put down the Crescent Guard and turn out to safety with a Realm Warp. Just gets the standing to survive.
Yeah, Showmaker doesn't have ult just as that happens. I think if he had that ult up, would have. Yeah, they're called Zerots now, not Voidlings, which makes sense.
Which does make sense, but it's Call of the Void is the
Oh,
nice idea.
Well, the problem was the flag was on the other side of the wall already, so Shun, I don't think, realized the flag was on the other side of the wall. If he'd had to stop for the E animation, likely would have got caught in it. Lucid outplays him, though. Does lose the one grub. DK walk away with 2. Okay, poke.
It could have been great. It's not it had the capacity for greatness.
That one is not my favorite poke.
Yeah.
Draw. Flashes. Misses a handshake.
Do you remember, Alex?
Again, how can you handshake someone without hands?
This is true. How can you do this? You're just shaking them.
We've got a revolving door. We have a
them.
revolving door versus a race car, and neither of them have hands.
And they can't shake.
We're learning so much. We're learning so much.
I had a joke and it's all gone wrong. Beryl is about to get jumped on. Beryl, why are you here alone and why are you flashing? Where do you want to go?
Their hands.
The handshake is just being shaken aggressively. Eat spears as Pays will give him some splinters from the door.
We've found the hands, folks. Everyone be calm. Be collected. We've found the hands. Shiwu up against this matchup against the Scion. So I'm just wave clearing for forever and a day, though. Okay, should we talk about the game? Game 1.
Well, Shun will take his red buff. Is doing okay-ish on the Kiana. He's the only person with a lead, which is kind of nice. Mid lane, in comes the Nether Grasp, Glacial Fissure knockup, bailout is there, and unfortunately for them, that small injection of million gold pieces will not be enough to keep DKs from killing off Pays.
Yeah, small loan of $1 million is not enough, Sam.
It's not.
It's not enough. The R-Flash had the Lucidity boots up. The Lucid boots. Everyone shall build Lucid boots. I've just realized
They're making boots out of Lucid?
They're making boots out of Lucid.
No.
It's like that. Yeah. Just like that one horror episode. No, it's not a horror episode. Remember that one? Did you ever... This is going to be a deep, like, Nordic, Norse, Elder Gods. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Over the hill and far away. Beryl and Aiming will throw down a door and a lot of, like, light shots. And we'll get a redemption out. Not too much more at this moment. Pays a little bit trapped against his wall here. A little bit nervous. But the handshake comes on down. Beryl going to be forced to back away with the stand behind me. Should be okay at this point. Showmaker Lucid looking for potential angle. She will also seize an angle onto Xiaoshu. Gets a decent trade there with the Grandmaster's might.
I think she just wanted to make sure there was no potential teleport option. Now he can back off, and he will be able to teleport in if DK look for a fight. Xiaoshu still has flash and ult. Might want to go towards bot lane. Let's see what the top laners are going to do in this situation. Recall cancel. Top laners out of the equation for now.
I'm trying to remember what Mal's...
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure whether you're talking about the Fate character.
Someone followed with that name, and I'm like, hell yeah, you know. Okay, Lucy going in for the game.
Whoa! That's a good chunk onto Jor, who doesn't get the barrier coming on down, and they will be able to pull away on that one. Good chunk from Lucid doing his best to back up with the bailout. Actually, just keep Jor alive. That's important. Actually, it's more HP than he started with. Not bad going. All the while, of course, the Braum goes on down as well. Gen.G picking off a couple members.
Jeez, really good play there from Gen.G. You can see DK, they have some issues jumping into this comp from Gen.G. D+. Lose a couple there. Is that going to lead to anything more across the map? I mean, the Herald did go down. Realm Warp's going to be used to bring Scout close to the top lane to wave clear out. And D+ Kier down a little bit of gold. She will be able to take the turret, though.
Does indeed now get the opportunity to jump onto Scout. Gets a lot of damage with the empowered orders and the Grandmaster's Might. Scout's in danger. He's probably going to have to flashes once, but doesn't get there in time as Shiwu follows with a leap strike. And Scout is a dead man.
Shiwu has been...
Well, Team Donkey Kong don't manage to make this one happen this time around. Ook. That is probably one of the best options in orangutan onomatopoeia of all time. Yeah. For those who've not read Terry Pratchett, rest in peace, you are missing out. The orangutan, the librarian is fantastic.
Terry. Dragon started by DK. They're getting close towards a soul point against a Callista team. There's been great objective control from them. Getting themselves a lot of damage onto it. Shun could jump over the wall, does have the ult.
Does get over there, unspotted. Now looking for that supreme display of talent and nabs away the dragon. Important that. Does die to make it happen, but a successful heist nonetheless. DK, though, looking to punish and get some vengeance. The Hornet's Nest is somewhat riled.
Barrel flash forward for the cube. Didn't really get much after that. Sure, that's... Okay, those are words. The ultimate used, but it's cancelled by the Callista ult.
Ah, we go. The hostile takeover comes on forwards from Jaw as well. Gets a lot of value. It's a 1-for-1 right now. But then DK begin to roll through. So much value as the Void continues to claim a few more lives. Does die. Slight pause there in the game state, but it's all good. Scout.
Had to give him like a split second as the auto was in flight. Omae wa mou shinderu. She was jumping forwards for the counter strike. Bit more damage. Scout in danger. Scout dead.
There we go. As Showmaker will end up claiming that turret after as well. He's kind of... Honestly, at this moment, he knew he was going to die. Back to live we go. There's DK looking for a cataclysm. Shun has to get over the wall and does so with a terror shape. The culling comes on down though, and that means it's a dead Kiana. The Empress of Ixtal is dethroned.
Xiaoshu left alone under the turret now. DK have been so much better at bringing multiple people to the play. Roll them. Who? Who's barrel rolling?
DK, Donkey Kong is famous for rolling barrels at people.
No, Sam, look, you're throwing out lines here, and I appreciate that, but what is the context? I'm saying, like, so I say, Xiaoshu is getting away in bot lane. Barrel roll them. Why is Sion barrel rolling? Sam, there is context there is being missed.
It was DK making a play, and I was like...
Sam, you must execute your line in a way which makes that obvious.
Onto Atacama we go, as Gen.G will start this one up with everyone from DK on the bot side of the map. This is a cunning cross map.
I could have been so much nicer to Sam. I want everyone to know I'm choosing not to.
I know you're not.
Because Sam gave me a dirty mug.
It's back to the mug,
yeah,
is it?
Look, there's a teleport in here.
For context, Alex chose that mug. It was his mug that he chose. I just
Shut
gave
up, Sam.
It to
That's
him.
choosing a fight. Maybe we should talk about that, Sam.
There's a porcupine on screen. Wait, no, that's Atacard, and they will just rend it down. Hang on! Lucid stole it! What? How?
The power of the cricket prediction is just far too strong. How the shit did they lose it out to Khan, completely filled with Ren stacks? This game was beyond reason. This is the first series of 3 today, folks. And these are meant to be our 2 best teams at the event. Sure, why not? Sure, ult him to death. Cool.
And he does die. Yep, that's the way that one works. Xiaoshu is now a zombie. And he will surely fall afterwards. The Cranberries will not.
You're meant to press the smite and the Ren button at the same... The Scout's going to die on his side lane now as well. Oh, Gen.G. Just waiting for everyone else to come up here as well. Why not? Scout, get another kill onto him. That's for 2021. Takes down the opposing mid laner.
A few point-and-click bits of AoE damage. It's going to get very scary.
Yes, But I will say, I still don't think that's the main character. Main character of this game is just anyone hitting people with a Braum stun, I think.
Yeah,
and the game gets very hard after that point. They're jumping forwards, draw. I don't think that's really a direction you want to move this company in, though. Gonna move into liquidation. The spell shield from Malzahar stops his ultimate from being cancelled. See, he's even got a tool to stop himself being cancelled ultimates. Incredible.
Massive. I think he's going for the penta. There's the triple to begin with. They come back towards Xiaoshu, who dies to the Malzahar burn.
He left at a triple 10, 1 and 5 for aiming. 3 items on the Lucian. DK have been slamming JDG. This is the best of 3, so if they win it from here, it will be the first series of the day over. Fairly quick run of things, just over 24 minutes as they break this inhibitor. They got themselves a Dragon JDG while all this was happening. DK won't end the game.
Pretty much every metric you care to mention.
Yeah. Teleport coming in from JDG. I mean... I don't know about this. Lucid is currently on his own, but there's a teleport coming from Shu. If he survives long enough, the Jax will enter the party.
Shun is coming. There's the Cataclysm. Kind of interrupts the supreme display of talent, and Shiwu is there and blows up the Renata. Pace has to cleanse. The Glacial Fissure comes on down, and Xiaoshu is eating a culling of Piercing Light. They get some more damage in as Shiwu throws down a Counter-Strike. Scout will end up stunned up and goes down. That's a triple kill now to the Jax. As Lucid goes to try and pick up the Scion, who will ult out to the mid lane wave to try and clear that out. The problem is, it is not clearing out the top side wave, where it looks like DK are ending the damn game.
Tell you what, this LCK region looks pretty good, doesn't it? DK will sweep the series 2-0 in our first best of 3 of the first ever Asian Invitational. The best of the rest, the teams which didn't make Worlds, come to play, and the LCK start things off strong.
Showmaker looking to ensure a little bit of a flash nether grasp and making some nice fun play.
Yeah, it could be. All right, well, I'm not going to lie, Sam. I haven't really read up on this kind of stuff. I thought there was going to be a cheeky...
Nando's?
No. Okay, there is a point where, like, holds out the hand in the same way. It's just... Okay, that was a flash away. That's a flash forward for a root.
That's not bad, and they get the damage there. There's no Raptors to be seen here, but maybe the need for a... Dennis immediate gank there. That gives me an opportunity, Alex, because I subjected I actually know Lehens is coming down mid lane. I take it back. I can't tell you what I was watching because right now I'm watching League of Legends. The Shockwave is decent, but the Headbutt Pulverize will make the Calyx goes up into the air and will die to Raptor. Clever girl.
Comes in from the flank. Gotta watch your sides. Comes out of the undergrowth. Longshot will go towards another large reptilian and take down the dragon. That one won't be shown on Parks here. Be taken down and put around as a prize. About 20 minutes. Oh, great film, though. The original Jurassic Park. I will say there was some decent aura farming moment. Hang on a second, a good route in the mid lane.
I think he might just be dead. Diablo's not having fun there. Had already burned the flash after the curtain call scenario. Bot side.
Alistair is as well, wrapped up here.
Gonna go for the engage on the top side. A nice angle on him with the public execution. Didn't manage to find the magic words to escape that particular prison. We'll find themselves in the grey screen for a little bit.
Gideon caught on the turret now too. Kellen's roamed his way up and has himself an unbreakable will. The burn will keep going on to him. Who's tanking right now? Clear, who turns onto it afterwards. Might be Kellen. Raptor instead. Uses the hill, gets out safe. 2 for none. Clean dive.
Waits for the energy to recharge a bit, then goes through
which is saying, have you seen this cap? And it's Jonesy from Alien. So Jonesy from Alien is on a missing poster in Halo Combat Evolved, because they were all very big Alien fans. It's kind of hard not to be in.
And the elites have a certain similarity.
Yeah, exactly. Now over the wall, Kellen looking for his combo. Where's that cow going to go in?
Ooh, flash. Nice dodge away from Jiwoo. Keeps himself safe, but all the while the turnaround begins to come on through Gideon in a potentially dangerous spot. They blow up. The ambassadors get traded out. Dragon taken before they fall, though. So Gideon happy enough with this trade. Jiwoo trying to trade out onto Vikla. Out comes the shockwave. Vikla cannot get the kill on Calyx, who drops out of vision, and now Diablo will unfortunately be going down to Dia de los Huertos. The death continues to stack here in the river as BFX fall to the might of Nongshim.
I feel like Vikla has had a sophomore slump a little bit.
Him and Prince had an interesting time over in NA for a bit.
Oh, true.
Which was not the easiest time. Prince in particular fell off a cliff as Kingin might be being dethroned here as clears him.
Long live the Kingin. Push them off that. That was pretty clean.
That was not bad. Yeah.
Bot lane turret though.
Must have another reference.
That Mustafa because of
that's
great. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. I must be in ranked Jeremy Iron in references. Jeremy Irons was the voice of Scar in The Lion King. I'm going to be explaining all of my references from now on.
Oh, there's a lot of fire coming on down. We burn to Simbas as they will get some value out. Yeah, we're going there. Although we'll get the cow over the wall and make sure that one happens. And they just can't wait to get more kills.
a good start. This could run for Zetsu, actually. Goddamn. Nongshim pushing in towards the mid lane turret. We'll take down that turret as well. Put it in a pile of rocks. King's Rocks, I suppose. As
set of kills, which keeps them in the
running
running here.
Has to flash.
Yeah, but where to? We'll turn into a cannon briefly, and then manage to get out with the blast goal, and the equalizer comes down, but kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, doesn't choose the right escape path to cover with the equalizer. Gideon was there behind him too. It will still lead to... That was a knee... Was that your knee cracking?
It was my ankles.
My ankle.
I don't know. I've got very clicky ankles, guys. They do that quite regularly.
God, I was taken off guard. They're King and trying to teleport out. No cancels on the Rumble. Can they kill him?
It's not bad, but I don't think it's enough to finish off the Aurora, who does get back just about in time.
The redemption might have
Yeah, I feel like one of his arms needs to be like a deep frying basket.
I need like his harpoon on his arm to be a
spatula.
No. That's the other one. That can be the flamethrower, which can just rotate around or whatever. That can be
like double meals, like he was doing for breakfast and dinner.
If you would like to respond to anything we've said on stream, he must first complete an episode of Six
on the rotisserie.
That would have been very funny. That's a great idea. Kipka having engaged coming through here. Kellen has the ultimate.
Up. In comes the equalizer. That's a good spot. Kellen will try and find some angles there. Flash on force to get something. Gideon throws down the cataclysm, gets the kill onto Rise, who ends up falling. Public execution to the backside, but it might be too little too late. They're running out of damage. A turnaround as Aurora goes between wells. The curtains also end up call as the shots keep firing. And Raptor, well, unfortunately, you have been out evolved. Gun beats dinosaur.
BFX put a load of stuff in for.
It's a decent amount of work done there. Atakan secured by the might of...
Ian McDermott, what a guy. Kellen looking for a better engage. This time, no flash on Calyx now.
No, there's not. Flames coming on down. The Pop Blossom is on in. Public execution doesn't land. Raptor need to hit that one. The Calyx comes on down and blasted by the Jin. 605 has certainly gone far enough ahead at this point to start taking some skulls. Gideon gets another. The TP in from Vikla to clear the wave.
Jiwoo comes in for another kill and an assist. Execute Order 606. Jin brings down the curtain. BFX are left electrocuted, shot to pieces, and losing this game. Diablo, well, he's not really been able to do that much. BFX trying to get the mid laner out, rooted out. Jiwoo turned around, Kingdom turned around to excuse me. Won't save anyone though. This Kingdom takes down the Rise.
Quite the sound that a seismic charge makes, but it's starting to get towards them. Still the most satisfying.
The thing is, they made some really good music at some point, but hey,
I'm still...
Gideon looking for the dunk.
Okay, there goes Gideon forwards as lacerated. Sundering slam. That's right. Sundering slams, yes, and there's the public execution going in, but that's into 5 people. Raptor's still trying to play it out, trying to survive through to the redemption, but gets blown up by the Jin. They will get the kill back, at least onto one, but unfortunately for them, Jiwoo is so online.
DFX just cannot get the damage down onto the right people. Who cares if you're damaging Lahens? He doesn't care. It's only his first death of the game. 8-0-7 for Jiwoo, 4-1-7 for Calyx. Gideon's having a fine time of it too, despite them putting a lot of damage into the Jarvan. He still makes it out alive. BFX will give over the Cloud Soul. Nongshim, really far ahead. Fantastic. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Did a lot of good work in that movie. Yeah. I enjoyed it well enough.
Medic had a lot of great puns at Race for World First. Yes, he did. He's a great pun master. I like casting Medic. Yeah. I actually got him to like actually facepalm because he said a solid second.
I would have missed that one. I'm not gonna lie. I would have needed you to explain that.
It was very funny. Yeah. Catch onto Lahens.
We just about survived. So that Raptor couldn't get in range for another Drake Hound step. That's unfortunate all the while. Unfortunately for BFX, the Baron goes down.
They try and get that pick onto Lahens, but once again, Lahens makes it out alive. Done a very good job of taking damage and somehow surviving as Nico. Very hard to do that.
Right, Nico was not even get to that point. It's part of the problem, right? Is 3 items, and again, while I was having my complaints about the double burn build for the Orianna, at this point, it means so little difference. You're just hurting people.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get that damage down compared to Fear X. Biggest thing we came out of draft with, and turns out biggest thing in this game. Ooh. Good dash away. Diablo could have actually got caught by the shockwave there. Flash would have been forced. Kellen flashing over.
Does indeed flash on in. Doesn't get as much value as he's hoping for. Finally goes back in. There's a public execution. It is onto Jiwoo. That's not bad. The Pop Blossom defensively doesn't keep the Jin alive. Still, they lose the Alistair for the trade. And all the while, the rest of the team is still popping. Between worlds goes the Aurora. You killed the Jin, but what about the rest of the squad? Diablo's trying, but he's in a 1 versus 4. And he can do no more here in this game. Nongshim surely closed this one out after a cataclysmic teamfight in BFX's base.
There will be no escape. The B-Rex is left in the Cretaceous as Nongshim Put this Jurassic Park story to bed. First game of the series goes to Nongshim Red Force.
Sphere X, where X is unfortunate. Okay, Gragas needs a flash body slam.
But you can't kick 4 people out.
Yeah, but you can kick one person through 4 others.
No. Well, if they're lined up for that.
Yeah, getting bullied in turn is not great fun for him.
Jiwoo. Yeah, you see the Jace really struggles in the AD carry match with Jiwoo. One more Q! The auto attack lands Jiwoo with the Taeyun swap. Puts himself into a matchup to abuse and gets the first blood.
It's on Ezreal too, that feels appropriate.
A little close though. Conqueror on Xayah gives you a lot of extra damage to the extended trade. So Jiwoo with first blood, not instantly winning him the game though, and doesn't have enough HP to sit under turret. Can't even recall appropriately. Use the barrier in that play actually. It was When can you miss it? Lehens goes down.
And Diablo, we came into this series saying, look, this guy is really good. Had a North England pop rock.
Do I have opinions on the White Stripes? I think they're a damn good band for a 2-piece.
Yeah.
Got a massive sound out of just a drum kit and a guitar. I was trying to remember if that were bass.
That would be Royal Blood.
True, yeah.
1200 HP on the Dragon. Should just go down towards Nongshim and is picked up. BFX kind of turned up. Bit of Safari occurring.
Yep, this is, for those of you who haven't checked in on our stream before, Safari League of Legends. You turn up. I think it was a really good poke from Calix,
that's the one, correct.
Lehens misses the Q. Crashdown does hit, and the Ezreal ult tags after. Does that change anything to you? I don't think you want to walk into this.
Goes get a fair amount of damage. It's actually quite low on the mana. Could potentially turn to... Jiwoo just says no! Another Mystic shot, and Jace is 0 for 2 versus the Ezreal.
Flash for flash, and both the kills Jiwoo has had onto clear. And Jiwoo's Ezreal and Kai'Sa have been so fun to watch over the last couple of years. Really enjoyed watching this guy last year, and he's been playing pretty well in this game too. Pop back from Gideon.
Does get the Crescent Guard, but there is a little bit of a hop on in to ensure that the Dragon's Rage comes flying on through. Over the wall they go. There's the ward hop after his Raptor's trying to get in rage for the last couple autos. Does end up taking some turret shots and will nearly fall. Will actually do so. The heal not enough to keep him alive. I wondered. I did.
Some great poke from the tower there to take down Raptor as he escaped the inner turret. Devil were cleared away.
We are such petty humans. Oh my god.
Calix finally recorded.
Hang on, Calix going to look for some poke onto Vikla. Does get some decent ones back. Does Vikla getting good poke onto Calix? The problem is the all-in burst from Yukali might outdo that, but overcomes Raptor looking to turn this one around. Entering the Q onto the blue buff. Calix with more than enough to burst to get through with it, as Raptor can look for the last bit of poke with a Q here, or a Crescent... is it Crescent Strike? I forget what part 1 is. Cripples part 2.
Tempest Strike. Tempest
Strike.
Yeah. Calix gets the 1 for... Yeah, the gold lead actually is starting to open up a little bit now. 10 minutes in, 1,000 gold lead is notable. Yeah. Wrong. Hang on a second. Shock blast. Hey! Clear gets the kill back onto Jiwoo. Good return kill from him. Returning the favour for the 2 which Jiwoo got into.
A bit of barrel roll, throwing out some additional poke back with a threaded volley, and then we'll get...
Shut up.
What would you consider Q out of interest, Alex?
DPS. Damage.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
It's not quite long enough for... Anyway, Raptor's coming down here.
Calix is now potentially in danger, as Raptor could look for a little bit more than just poke, could look for the all-in burst. There's a TP flying.
Wow, that is a
full
lot
committing.
of people.
Kicked into the wall, into the Sonic Wave, Resonate Strike still available. Calix trying to find a way out now. Does get over the threaded volley, R2 available, but the D2, namely death number 1, actually not 2, it nearly smooth. There is second death! I was right, it is death 2!
R2, death 2. Yeah, and sadly, he didn't have, really struggles to dive into BFX. So have a lot of ability to kind of close the door. Gideon going in now. This could be the fight they want. Flashing forwards.
Nicely done from Lehens. Vikla over the wall, trying to throw out some poke with that Q. Get some value, but Calix now threatening on the other side. Begins to stone surf away. Gets out over the wall, and BFX survive the all-in. And Lehens with a good combo, but doesn't lead to anyone's deaths as yet. Diablo throws down that W. Begins to... some deadly plumage. Won't lead to anything more.
Yeah, Diablo's pretty scary around this point. Both summoners and ult. Does he want to keep on the fight? Raptor's healed up off the Raptors. Ain't that topical?
Can still probably get the dragon down and do. That's the second objective for them in that marker towards feats of strength. Second one towards soul. They're now 2-0 on that front. Looks like we're going to get a chem soul as our rift.
Raptor flies in. Did have the flash, didn't have the kick, so maybe not as exciting as I was initially thinking. I didn't pay attention to that one. Nongshim, we're angling a little... Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good, yeah.
It's starting to make me believe a little bit now.
There you go. I can tell
Harold's
you that
alive.
there are 5.1 atrocities an act in
Titus
Andronicus.
Ooh.
Ooh, pop back. Nice angle, closes the distance well onto the Taliyah, who gets blasted. Gideon around, looking to try and get some value. Here's the TP's
Raptor?
flying on through. Raptor's gone very deep, gets interrupted with the 3 talent strike. The knock-up as well. He's so low, gets out with a safeguard. Jace gets the kill. Somehow they make it work.
Diablo stood on the Mega Cone, could have repositioned himself right into the fight, chooses not to, so it ends up being mid lane for support. That does work in Nongshim's favor, and they still have ultimates to use, like that Akali ultimate. In fact, he might look for Raptor here. There is no flash on the Lee Sin. Protobelt forwards.
Flash for R1, doesn't even need the second part, and the perfect execution shows and best out is done from game 1.
Clean as you like from Calyx 2 and 2. There is a teleport coming in from the Taliyah behind the Herald. Where is this going? Is it going mid lane? Is it Diablo will be in the redemption.
Vekla flashes over the wall looking for some more value. The seismic shove goes wide. Good damage onto G nonetheless, though. Had to throw it down the barrier.
It's a chunk onto G. Is it worth it?
No, I don't think so.
Because he gets to just clear the wave.
I'm a little bit more nervous about the fact that Jace has managed to get quite a long way ahead after a really rough start. Again,
hang on.
started in
Vikla does not have flash and just used the minefield. That's a problem.
Does actually end up getting stun bite nonetheless. Shuriken flip available to go back. The seismic shove not going to actually catch on to Calyx. Now the chunk continues to get down on top of Vikla, who's had his range seriously decreased. The slows from the Qs. He's just cycling through it, lands a Shuriken flip. It's easy as you like.
It's been a horror minute for Vikla. Blows his flash material to a certain degree to be able to decode it. And genuinely, this Family Guy Star Wars parodies were really good.
I will say, like, I liked Spaceballs well enough, but I think there are parts of that movie which are genius and parts where I go, it's dated quite well. Yeah. Well, it's quite interesting because obviously the scenes that still go around TikTok and Insta and YouTube and stuff, they're the bits that did well, and the rest of it you go, yeah, that just wasn't actually that funny.
The combing the sand was very funny. That was good. We have found shit. A bit of cross map. BFX do have 3 grubs. It will help them if it does come to a bit of an objective trade later.
Ooh. Raptor's stolen away. I thought there might be a bit more Jiwoo face checking than he didn't.
Jiwoo is so close to Jawa.
I know.
It's not quite close enough to make the word. They used to say you're a bad player.
Yeah. Atakan throwing out some poke there onto the enemy team. Diablo will get some damage down to tier 1, gets a hold of it.
Yeah, Diablo just pokes down the enemy turret.
Yeah, it took a little while.
But getting lower
for a while, and they actually now the thing is actually legitimately clear, could do some potential damage here with a shred down, but there's just no real world to get full value, and Nongshim just take the Atakan kind of free. They do get a shove through mid.
They have
clear deliberate
grubs.
choice.
They have 3 grubs here, so they trade the mid lane outer turret for the Atakan. I think Nongshim are not unhappy with this. Do get the extra XP. The gold value between the dragons and the extra petals they've picked up is not insignificant.
It's really low, and he's just gone across where Gideon and Lehens where they don't want to burn flash to get on top of him.
And that's a problem. Because Vikla is so low HP and chased off of the recall, they also lose their mid lane turret. So it's not even Atakan for mid lane turret. It's Atakan. And
She was a little bit low HP.
Lower still now that Jace lands that actual poke.
Ouch. Yeah, that one stings. That's 2/3 of the health bar gone on the Ezreal. Important there. Gideon, hit with the Sonic Wave, not going to be hearing the call of the body. Body's not telling him no for now. As Callan does step on 40, it's a bit of his own damage.
Diablo walking up a little bit. Jiwoo needs to heal up how he can. Did get the redemption in there, but of course that's now on cooldown. Kel and Clear both on flank. Clear is super strong. This Jace could do so much work. They did get found out by the Rakan Q. Might just go for a smite fight here. That would work in Nongchim's favor, I believe.
Kingan's going to have that explosive cast to try and knock Raptor away. Hard to fight into the Lee Sin at the Dragon Pit. It's got so much scary secure. Calyx with the Mega Blast can get him here a long way. Looking for the angle. They get in, they take the Chem Soul. Good value there from Gideon with the Crescent Guard, buying some time. Root onto Lehen, survives for now, but Gideon likely falls as the trade for the dragon.
Okay, so Soul for jungler trade. I think Nongshim get a really good trade considering how difficult that was. Flash forwards, flash away from Calyx.
To the skies they go. Raptor safeguarding, looking for the Sonic Wave, can't land it. Shock Blast lands, but it's not accelerated.
Gate was in the wrong place. I think that would have killed. Calyx gets to escape though, and BFX, they're still ahead in gold, but especially in a game like that, Xayah pullback does so much damage at this point in the game. They can't quite manage to finish off that kill there. Picture in picture.
They've gone looking at Gideon and failed to pick him off, and now the Magnet Storm comes in. Kellen will get out, but they murder the Lee Sin already. Akali gets that one. After Blast going out goes the Jace. They get the kill additionally onto the Rakan, who trades out at least onto Gideon. No jungle alive. Now Vikla, Diablo in danger. They throw down the redemption. Good stun for a moment from the side of Vikla. Clear can now look for an angle. The Hens may need to crash down over the wall. Missed the Shattering Strike. Jiwoo went looking there. I think he flashed over the wall looking for that.
There was a number of flashes in there. Jiwoo flashed the
Infinity Edge, by the way, is done for Diablo, so he's pretty strong right now.
He's hugely strong. Diablo might be able to carry this team still. If they jump into Xayah Feathers, there's still a definite angle for BFX to win. They are still ahead in gold, and Diablo has all summoners and ult. Nongshim cannot hang on a second, jumping towards him.
Ooh, Calyx went looking. He's very scary on this Akali, though, is part of the problem. 5 and 2, a lot of stacks on that Dark Seal and the Shadow Flame to boot as well.
Jiu is also an AD carry that will jump forwards very aggressively. Landing W's like that can be kind of spooky. Clear on the side, gets a bit of poke. Jiu does not dodge that one. Clear, gets some poke onto him.
Does indeed. Good shove there onto Lehens. Gets a decent amount of poke down. A little low. Of course, the shield from the Ferromancy crashed down, giving him something. Pop himself up. They immediately lose it, though. But
no
Clear
flash.
looking for the flank poke. Gets blasted. There's still a perfect execution part 2 to come on through. And the electric boogaloo will fry what remains of his health bar. Gideon does die as BFX trade on the other side. Flashed over the wall from Lehens with a beautiful engage on the rail. Will die for it, but does get some damage back. It's looking a bit dicey, actually, for Nongshim now, who've lost a couple members. Diablo very low, barrel roll away. And in the end, Nongshim end up losing more than I think they were expecting.
They do. Kingen had an awesome cask to try and delay the damage done by a triple flick back from Vikla. But Nongshim go a little too deep, and they're the ones which are punished. Vikla earning his pay in that one. He did die, but the more time it takes to land that engage, the more damage they'll have to take from the range.
14 seconds till Elder. In they go. Quickness comes on down. Raptor into the back end of this. Not the best angle ever. The Featherstorm already used Jiwoo low. Dead. They trade it out onto the Lee Sin. Your jungler is gone. Crescent Guard is solid. But AD carry for jungler, it's a weird one. No smite, sure, but your DPS significantly lower for losing the Ezreal.
Yeah, the Ezreal is a huge part of their damage. How can they fight without it? Diablo doesn't have ult.
And remember, he doesn't. Good stun. So onto Calyx, who will have to immune the seismic shove. Survives for now. Perfect execution. Gets to the backside. Vikla's gone. And in the end, it still works out well. BFX trading up, and they get knocked around, and the Jace, in the end, falls into a 6-foot hole in the dirt. Raptors go down. Elder under siege.
I need to know now. Where is the cricket now? Where is your cricket god now, BFX?
Harley just says, well, I have both of you then. Good Zonya's there to immune the seismic shove. We come back to live, getting engaged on his Kingham. We'll get a redemption, chunking him a little bit lower. Vikla also here with the teleport, now getting a bit of a speed up, courtesy of that rock surfing as well. Seismic shove not found as yet. His King and
his cask's in 2.
Away does have a cask in 2. Gets one onto Vikla, but doesn't really get him towards anyone super threatening. They do bring down the Gragas eventually.
Takes about 30 seconds. Baron's going to be taken. The top lane is being pushed too. BFX have 3 grubs. So they'll push towers quicker, but they can't stay because they're afraid of the end of the game in top side, especially with the Elder. Very, very threatening for Calyx jumping forward to Protobal and that ultimate. They'll take the inhibitor. Remember, they still have that Elder. They are really threatening here.
Claire just took the tier 2 mid. Might be taking the tier 2 bot as well. So if they can get at least something here, it's decent. Lehens goes on in. Damage comes on forward. Diablo goes up into the sky with the Featherstorm to avoid the True Shot barrage. But they've killed off the Rakan already. Diablo has to flash away. Nearly an Elder execute threat just about out of range. Looking for some more damage. And there is the GA down onto the Lee Sin. Raptor crash down into the early. Clear looking for the angle. Can't quite find it. Threaded volley coming on through the seismic shove just wide as Gideon gets a knock-up. But nothing more. Jiwoo's so damn low. They've gone too deep. They're losing with Elder! They're losing with Elder, and BFX hold the line!
Oh, Jiwoo pops the Baron. Does he have enough? Does he have enough? He's stuck in the minions! He was minion blocked! Perhaps!
Seismic! The Sonic Wave lands, can look for the resonating strike, try to get a kick in the wall. Gideon goes back in, gets the execute, survives, but not for long.
Elder is gone, Baron is gone, and perhaps we are all dancing in the palm of the cricket. It did predict Nongshim to lose.
We thought he has to Featherstorm because of a good cask.
Okay, that's the ult down. It is max rank, and he has some cooldown reduction. Won't be the longest thing in the world. That won't kill. Does some damage, but it means they'll likely lose another turret here. Nongshim rolling forwards, and that might be their first gold lead of the game? Question mark. I think they got it with the first blood coming through from Jiwoo, and then after that, it went downhill. Nongshim will push in towards that. They'll take the inner turret. I think they'll claw ahead for the first time since the very early game.
Part of it really has been where the gold leads are. Like, look, you got a lead for the Jason to the Gragas, but hey, it's Gragas. He's kind of happy to be lower economy. You got a good lead for your AD carry, but then you look mid and you go...
Very hard to cut down Ezreal. He has the Chemtech Soul, has a Bloodthirster, has the Shojin, which means that if he hits 2 Qs, it's a problem. Cask lands. Where's the follow-up, though?
Oh, missed the Bully Slam. That's going to be King and likely going down. We'll throw down the Zonyas to buy some time, but the teleports are coming on through and King and just goes too far and dies.
Oh, it's regicide. Kingan's head is removed by Clear and BFX. And now Elder is alive and Kingan is dead for a minute. Numbers advantage to BFX. Rough. How much work can Nongshim do?
Elder says alive, but again, I think it's still left that bait. It's not up for a little bit yet.
Oh my god, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's still dead for like another minute or two.
Yeah,
Oh no, it is alive. Oh, okay, so the time was just bugged. The Elder is alive now. King is still dead for 30 seconds. BFX with the numbers advantage.
So it does end up working that way. Calix were looking for a shuriken flip, can't find it. Clear on a flank angle. They know that the Akali is there. Clear's going to jump onto Calix. Misses the seismic, the accelerated shock blast, I apologize. Going to try and weave his wall towards him. Calix survives all the while in the pit. It's still looking like it's going down. Nomshim's where they're playing this 4v5. Raptor has to hop out. It's down to half HP. Kellen, Diablo also both low. But there's GAs everywhere you care to look. Jumping onto Clear. Survives for a second. Oh, massive seismic shove value. It's huge. Gideon flash over the wall. GA number 1. Calix on a flank angle. Looking to get some value. Elder taken. Now Calix in danger of being executed. Where does he go? Trying to get an execute. Can't do it as the Elder screams at him. BFX now in much better of position.
Kingan's death before the dragon is so crucial for BFX. A great play around Clear. Flash forward from Diablo. And the Rookie of the Year slams home with a kill onto his opposing number. That might bring us to...
All the while, the minions start coming into mid lane. Vikla comes hopping on forwards. The cast comes on down to buy a bit of time. Doesn't quite clear as much of the wave as they were hoping for. They can't end the game here, and they can't stick around for the inhibitor. Jace has TP'd in, though.
They don't think they can end the game, even with the end of the game. BFX with the Jace and the Talia and the Xayah, I think they can siege very effective. Full builds. No GA for Gideon just yet. Got to be pretty close with those components, actually. Not that much gold afterwards. They'll take the inner turret. Significant gold lead for the now. The gold lead feels a little bit decorative. Nongshim, what have you got left in the pocket?
Full build for Zeus. Sold off boots. It's just raw damage.
Ooh.
In they go. Diablo has to go up into the sky. Kellen goes in. Dies immediately. That's one down. Diablo now in danger. Has knocked on the Featherstorm. The GA is procced. Calix can wait to go and perfectly execute him. They bring down the Xayah.
Birds, 2 birds, 1 engage. Nongshim teleport to the mid lane, and instant Zhonya's will buy some time. That will stop the kill coming through. The slow goes into the shield, so Clear won't be taken down by that. What is the plan from Nongshim now? You get some kills. Can you end the game off of it? I'm not sure. 46 now alive.
The wind becomes lightning just wide, slow onto Gideon. Calix at half HP, a little bit scary. Gideon goes in, looking to get on top of Vikla. Threads the seismic shove and the threaded volley all coming out at the same time as into the backline goes Calix, looking for the shockwave. And of course, that ability to go back in with a shuriken flip. That's the name of the ability. Took me a second perfect execution into the Zhonyas. He's dead. Jiwoo is gone. And Diablo are doing it. He has gotten the value. The Xayah survived in the backline. They finally bring him low. Gideon surviving, but the problem is the rest of the health bars are so damn low. They've killed off so many members. Lehens is trying to drag the wave away. Kingen desperately alone. They're pinging the Elder.
They're pinging it because I don't think they can run down. Surely not. How much time has he got for this?
Not flash in a dream. I don't know whether he's going to look for it. Seismic, the Shadowing Strike does do damage against minions.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, it's too late.
Oh my god. He actually switched over to it in time. He had it in time. That was... Baron lasting a little longer after that point. See, Raptor has flash, has ult. Can he do some fancy moves?
Maybe. Inhibitor turret. In the bot lane falls, inhibitor in the mid lane falls. That follows suit in the bot lane. Double inhibitor as a result. Surprise, surprise, down. Now to the Nexus turret. Nongshim have got to pull the trigger soon or we're going to 3.
20 seconds on the Elder. They want to see if they can survive to that. How much wave clear have they got left? Cask in 5 seconds. King are trying to do enough. 1 turret falls, another one left.
Damage is good. Gideon goes on into the backline. Diablo up into the sky. The charm from the quickness. Calix in the backside. Looking for the executes. Goes towards the Zhonyas, but they've lost too many members. GA only on Diablo. The bird will survive. And BFX in 48 minutes bring us to 3.
3-game series for a second of the day. Peak. Shield goes up. Ult goes up as well. Your engage doesn't land, and actually you have to throw a charm into the shield instead of onto the target you're going towards. Nongshim, I think they have the right swap. It is not the Viper swap as some have coined it. Taeyeon and Team W did it first. Dive onto Clear potentially. Does he have Counter-Strike back up? Yes, he does. Doing a little bit of damage. Doing some poke, but not going for the full damage just yet. Take a little bit of HP off. Has the door and shield running. Brawn passive lands. Charge him out of tower range. Has a Counter-Strike. I don't think it'll matter though. It does. All right. Call me a liar. On the other side, though, not even a kill to Kingen. The dive goes wrong. Yunara goes down. Diablo, what the heck are you doing there, my son? Kills in both of the dives to the top laners. Clear will teleport down back towards that bot lane, pick up the rest. Vikla doing quite well. Now, Vikla was always a pretty good Ahri player back in the 2022-23 meta. Jumping forwards, getting some damage onto Jiwoo. Caitlyn almost there to proc the passive. Nets backwards to get into range. Get damage onto Clear. Can they get a second kill onto the Jax in this early game? Gideon's down. Would assume he'd get the kill onto him. Counter-Strike not going to be up for quite some time. Kill to the Caitlyn. Second for Jiwoo. Struggled a bit in the Ezreal game. Went down 5k going into the late game. Diablo zoning Kingen off this top wave. Probably a bit put out by the fact that he died in that dive. Diablo has had an awesome year. Awesome year. He struggled a little bit in this series. Say that. Might just be able to return the favor for that kill earlier, and does so. Good to get one on the board. Failed to do so for the dive. And importantly so, this is a kill against the Scion without teleport as the wave is stacked. So King loses an awful lot for this. Nongshim were in a great lead before this point, but losing that amount of farm for your Scion in what feels like an unforced error is not a great feeling. Gideon invading for the respawn of Gromp. Wait, has he got 2 for 2 in terms of Gromps early game? I think he has. Damn. He frogging out here. Clear. Wall stun potential. Braum passive after. Clear, does he have a leap strike? Not that much damage left. Gideon. Doesn't need that much more damage to kill him. Clear will have to recall again. Difficult.
Oops.
And on the other side, Clear got a 1-for-1 in that side of the map as well. Charm into mid lane, not bad.
We'll note again that Jiwoo starting 2-0. Did start that the same way, though, with the Ezreal last time. Good, shove into the wall with a flash on in, into the decimating smash. Raptor is unfortunately steadfastly presenced. And Clear tries to get in with the... I was going to say Crescent Guard, that's the wrong thing. Leap Strike and Counter Strike. There we go. Diablo now hit with a Winter's Bite, and we say this could be a bit of a difficult spot. Throws the Arc of Ruin in entirely the wrong direction. Oh, just shy on getting the passive off the Q, but that's fine. Flash on 4 for Dew into the kill combo. Diablo needs to try and slide away with the untouchable Shadow, but it is very touchable by a Winter's Bite, and it's put on ice.
Diablo's second death of the game, struggling to... Well, he died in that dive in a bit of an unforced error. It was a great play from Kingen to kind of make sure that aggro was put into a different way. Vikla coming down now. Has the ultimate and the flash U. I think he's overstayed a little.
Stayed for the plate and will die for it.
Will go down. Vikla waiting a little while. We'll get his Dark Seal stacked up there. 2 for him. Overstay from Jiwoo.
And does it cost much in mid lane? Not really. We'll see the wave crash in the turret.
The Taeyun swap, but I don't necessarily think it helped too much.
No.
Dragon taken by BFX. Nongshim looking for a fight maybe.
Calyx coming on over. Gideon also looking for an angle. Jiwoo now looking to get some orders. Good charm will deny the Caitlyn DPS for a second. Flash over the wall into the heroic charge. Combo comes on through and Diablo cannot manage to dash away because he's trapped within the steadfast presence. It's Cassiopeia who screams with a petrifying gaze to get a hold of the kill. Charm again onto Lehens. Vikla though eating a lot of damage from Calyx. He's throwing a lot of twin fangs. Raptor has to Vault Breaker over the wall in danger of the noxious blast coming on forwards as well.
Awesome kill combo coming through there. Knew they had just enough damage to take down Diablo yet again. This Yunara has been painful.
Fighting to the death in some Flash game.
Swords and sandals, Sam, not socks and sandals.
Which, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, clear. They have not decided they've not finished bullying this Jax just yet. They really want to make sure he doesn't get any farm.
He loses about 20% of his HP, but in comes the Winter's Bite. The concussive blows begin to stack. Out comes the door. Diablo now stepping on forwards, could potentially cultivate the spirit. Out comes the heroes. The Keeper's Verdict type object clear. Nearly gets the Braum passive thrown down. They do actually kill the Braum. He's alive. Gideon has to flash on out. Vi with a follow-up now with the cease and desist. Jiwoo still not here. It's a 4v2. Over comes the Scion with the ult on in. Clear goes down. Gideon survives, and they've just gone too far. Raptor has to get over the wall with the Vault Breaker. Flash on out the Arc of Ruin. His Jiwoo is trading well, looking to get down some traps. Not hit up quite yet. The current spirit cultivation comes on down. Flash over, can't land. The Charm, though, tried to get over the back of Kingen. A glide on forward for Diablo, who manages to get a Flash Arc of Ruin on in, and they do finally get the team fight win.
Whoa, he did hit the Charm into the Scion, who flashed to block it. Justice for my boy King. Yeah, I mean, Vikla now gets 2-0-1. He's very happy with the Dark Seal stacks he has, and that brings a lot of the gold advantage back into parity for BFX. They're feeling a lot better than they were.
And Nongshim just kind of stuck around too long. Jiwoo thought about getting the fight and then left the fight to go to get turret base and came back into the fight, and the Cassiopeia wasn't there, and BFX was just much more on the same page about, yeah, we're fighting this.
Damage from Diablo got the Q stacked up. Yunara with a Lulu behind them is a very different champion. Here we go.
Oh, Arc of Ruin comes on down, and that is a very dead Caitlyn. Was gone from 2-0 to 3-3 into in very short order.
We're just saying the Yunara with the Lulu behind them is such a different champion. Jiwoo goes too far up, and Jiwoo has been struggling in this series. His first game was pretty good, the second game on the Ezreal, and now this one on the Caitlyn. Been caught out a little bit now. And while Diablo had a bit of a rough early game himself, starting to take off, and this comp really does work well with the Yunara in a good lead.
Well, part of the problem, though, is they did just lose 2 turrets. Bringing so many members mid has cost them quite a lot on the side lanes.
Nongshim end up getting themselves a little bit more of that gold lead. They just lost around that top lane. Sion is a problem. Is it going to be enough of a problem for BFX to care? They have a lot of people that can somewhat ignore the Scion. King's positioning always avoidable. Like, Vi doesn't care about the
There's not a lot you get to do about
the Yunara
that,
W
yeah.
doesn't get blocked either, because it's a laser, like the Zeri W and stuff like that. That's what happened there. Turret goes down. Inner turret. So Anacon's going to lose. Anacon's going to die. BFX will look for the inner turret, get some more gold onto the Jax.
Yeah, they will at least get that inner turret, which is something, but I still fear that's probably not a worthy trade in the grand scheme of things. Diablo's going to try and get the mid lane tier 1. Needs to start backing away, wrapped over the wall. They're going to try and charge into Kellen. Do you get that chunk on in? In comes the redemption, which will bring some more low health bars. Wild Growth's himself, King, and now in a dangerous position. The Spirit of Cultivation unleashing. Damage is looking pretty good. Raptor goes in with a Vault Breaker, backing away, and there's just no damage there from Nongshim right now.
Yeah, Nongshim end up surviving, though. Kingen takes a long time to kill. There's no pen on Diablo just yet, and this is a very fed Scion. Yes, Clay gets a lot of gold back from that tier 2 taken in that bot lane. BFX wanting that immediate gold win. It would go unfathomably hard.
That would be... I am very down for this experience.
Yeah. Diablo walking forwards again. Fearless he is. 1,000 gold up. Has the Lulu behind him. Here goes Raptor.
In comes the Arc of Ruin. The door does block a fair amount of it. Flash over from Vikla, who doesn't land the charm onto Jiru. Still can try to trade, but the problem is Diablo is out DPSing. Finds a wonderful angle with the Yunara, who continues to go over the wall there with the untouchable step. And of course, that amazing old Arc of Ruin. Lehen's now just out of range of that charm, but is running the wrong direction. Calyx has no mana and wasn't at the fight again. He's just going to get run down here. Will probably survive, but it's looking messy for Nongshim in the mid game.
There's a flash still for Calyx. Picks up a little immunity from the little cinder thing on the floor as well.
Yeah.
Vikla will finally finish off Lehen's, and Kingen didn't teleport to the play. Great pick off by BFX with their skirmish heavy comp.
Again, it does just feel like Nongshim have been members down at numerous of these fights now in a row. It's been really problematic. No Calyx, no Kingen. Way or another. Vikla, of course, no flash, no ultimate. It's about to get TP'd on here. Out comes the Scion. Vikla just said, yeah, I'm likely dead, but I'll take the turret with me on the way out. Has no flash. Got a blast cone in the Dreen. Themselves a little bit of speed up here from the Cinders. Kingen does have the ult to potentially look at getting the stun there onto Vikla, who does get knocked up, and it's a kill over towards Jiwoo, donated over.
So, a little bit more gold in towards the Caitlyn, who is behind. You can see that Diablo, with the Lulu buffing up, is a real problem for Nongshim. Yunara on her own can struggle to carry some games. With the Lulu, definitely changes. Raptor goes in again.
Could definitely look to get some more value. Diablo still has that ability to transcend themselves. Big damage from the Hurricane. And the Cultivation of Spirit is strong, but stands on a trap. The Cupcake breaks all of that discipline. And now the ace in the hole comes on down. It's only on to Kellen, not necessarily the most valuable target, but where does this Lulu run? We'll throw out some glitter lances, but unfortunately Calyx will nab up the Yordle.
BFX overchase mana as well. Yeah, this should be a dead Baron on spawn.
Vi's around, does have cease and desist, will be hard to keep out. Winter's Bite onto the Vi, looking for potential angle, down to half HP. Traps coming to block off easy entrances. This is a hard Baron pit to get into. Charm lands Baron down. All the while, though, Vikla needs to start backing away. Has thrown down that Spirit Rush. Raptor goes over with a Vault Breaker, but the Crescent Guard comes on in clear, looking for the angle. He's going to get the flank on in. They've blown at the Vi. Good Petrifying Gaze by some time. Vikla stuck at half HP. The Charm and all the damage coming down to Clever. As Diablo goes on in, Wild Growth keeps clear alive. Diablo comes through the free fire. Hurricane value. He just unleashes. The Spirit of Cultivation is strong in this one. And the martial artist continues to out prayer bead after prayer bead, and this rosary is saying, death unto my enemies. By clear looking dead to rights, but then the Wild Growth, then Diablo burns.
Engaged just yet. Again, gold lead, somewhat decorative. Stuff like the Infernal Soul.
For right now, but Raptor's behind them, Clear's behind them. Kingen might be looking for a collapse here as well. It's all getting very messy. BFX split up, looking for an angle. Out comes the Miasma. Calyx flashes on forwards. Brilliant, but Diablo again with the Hurricane flying. The Spirit of Cultivation unleashes. They've blown up to G will be headshotting no one anymore because they are in the dirt. Diablo returns, having served his sentence, and there is no more to stop this Yunara unleashing once more.
Even with the earlier kill onto Vikla, Nongshim can't roll that into a better setup for the Elder. They are the ones which get caught in the corral, and BFX close the noose. BFX will win our second series of Asia Invitational 2-1. It took 3 Elders in Game 2. In Game 3, it didn't take a single one. BFX will take the series.
It is madness out here. Blood is left wherever you can look, and I hope you're all entertained back home. The popcorn is empty, and our hearts...
To go up or down, you let me know. It probably won't go above this now. Wayward withdrew from the tournament. Wow, are you kidding me? Light does lock it in. I wonder whether Weibo not going to do the Taeyun swap. Levi now has level 2. How much is Breathe going to bully him out here? Because if this goes too long, Breathe might end up missing some minions in the top lane. That could be a problem. Levi gets some healing off it. Breathe's in trouble. Breathe's in trouble, I think. Oh, hang on, is he not? Oh, Breathe gets the first blood. Levi, no, he screwed it. Too much damage from the Scion early on. And on the other side, Tien took red. He has so when this skin was released, it was before Senna was released as a champion way long ago, and this was like 2014, 2015, I think. Maybe 2015 when it was released, actually. So at that point, they were trying to go through the story arc of, well, maybe Lucian can finally... No. This is a separate event. This is for Pride and a decent cash pool. I think the winner gets 84k, something like that, in dollar equivalent, I think. Ooh, Levi flashing forwards, but the sleep goes through. This Braum Shield's not going to land it. Wall stun comes through, and the light is snuffed out. A candle in the wind, blown out. Wait, but can they get anything else back? No, level 6 from Tien. Levi hit the level 6 first. Tien couldn't quite get it. Xiaohu has Shockwave. Ares might have gone a little too far, but he does have the ult to get back out. So one down. None more than that. Levi doesn't have flash. Shockwave will bring him back, and Levi's overstayed. They killed the AD carry, lose their jungler, and the grubs will go to Weibo. How many will they get, though? First one will go down. I imagine it's going to be... I think it's ran by the same company which does ASI, which is the Challenger versus Alien. To dash forwards into a Poppy W. Oh dear, Light's gone down. The dunk comes through. Can they win in the 2v3? Artemis is alive to put down one last Phos Bomb. Chris chased off by Elio. Levi will have a little bit of damage here to bring. The Conqueror being stacked up by both of them. Tien, when's the next flag and drag? Is it going to be enough to get past the next steadfast presence? Tien needs to be careful. Hit by a Q, and he's stopped by the Poppy W. Spike comes through, and Tien will die. The 3v3 working out well for GAM in the bot side. Even Ares wandering over a little bit quickly. More quickly than Xiaohu. Xiaohu is coming down here, but he won't be able to find that much. GAM, good early fight. Get themselves another kill. Top 5. I would put Mako in top 2. I think his longevity is insane. But there's a lot of very good supports out there when you think back to it. Okay, Culling pulled out. Dragon's been started. Not stolen. Tien gets it. Ares comes in with the ultimates. Elio pops away the Braum. Ares gets out to safety. Breathe flash over though, and Elio will flash away and return. Top 10 is underselling Mako? Yeah, for sure. I think Mako is 100% top 5. Yeah, I agree with that. Marta. Of course there's Marta in there too. How could I forget Marta? Marta's obviously up there at some point, yeah. Mad Life at some point? Yeah, I think the top 2 are Carrier and Mako. Those 2 are just ridiculously good. Mako's had the longevity, Carrier's had the peaks. And Carrier's, getting towards the point where he's had the longevity too. Considering how long he spent at the top. Still taken by Weibo though, so this won't impact that. GAM will have to see that go over towards Weibo. First turret of the game. Doesn't affect feats of strength turrets. Using the Herald, of course. Light will double tap that down. Okay. Mid lane turret will be taken here. Very likely. Hang on a second, guys. There you go. Cool. Does Breathe stay for top turret? I guess it was too high HP. Maybe they hadn't hit it before. Yeah, they hadn't. Okay, fight on the bot side. Elio caught out. Cataclysm used. Shockwave available and takes down the Poppy. First kill of the fight, but it's only onto the support. Full health HP on pretty much everyone else. Ares into the backline, but he's alone right now. Chris blocking the door, and the Scion gets back to front line. The Akali doesn't get the kill. The Akali does survive. Weibo playing well around the front to back, using their front line fairly well. GAM not quite able to get the damage down. They've used the Lilia ult. They've used the Akali ult. They've only really got Aatrox to play around. They don't get that much value out of that. So, teleport in. Dragon, they're not willing to let it go yet. Dragon goes down. Kia going forwards, lands the W. Decent damage from Xiaohu. Flag and drag out. And GAM teleport in, but can't find the fight at the end of the objective. GAM really trying to continue the fight there, but they're not quite able to land the damage they need to. They are sticking around for the Atakan. Xiaohu doesn't have much mana. That could be an issue. He needs to teleport back in. He's on full vision. The Lilia ult's not available. Tien does have flash, so he can get over the Poppy W if needed. Breed's coming in. Ares in the back lane, but doesn't have his ult. I just don't think he's that threatening without the perfect execution. He's spotted as well, I think, too. Swellseed lands onto Xiao Hu. He managed to get himself some extra... he's got blue buff. That's what's changing it. He's got blue buff. The Atakan secured by GAM. It's gone low. Kiaya flashing out. Does he survive? Ares on the flank. Still no ult on the Akali, and that could be a huge problem. The Aatrox goes down. Levi's doing what he can. A Cataclysm onto Artemis. Not sure he'll be able to fight after this point too. Sion goes down. 1 for 1. 2 for 1 as the Poppy joins the Aatrox in the death screen. Corki dies off screen, so 3 for 1 total. And I think Weibo, despite losing the Atakan, won't feel too bad about this one. I'm not going to lie. Gonna try and get the Q through the wave. The slow lands. He'll have to maybe ult or flash out. Assuming he uses the flash. Yes, he did. So summoner down from Ares. It's not badly fought by GAM. They do get themselves the Atakan, but there's 3 grubs. Weibo will move into the mid lane. They'll take the banana turret. That was a mess. GAM always a team that likes to get down and dirty and... Let me have a check. How old was he when he joined? Oh, Elio Jeff flashing in. Oohs and ahs everywhere. Breathe bangs of space. Light flashed out of it. Ares not able to get himself a kill over his own angle as well. Light, did he have to flash out? I'm actually not sure he did, actually. Missed that one there. Elio very close to getting a key play. Not quite able to do so, though. He was 16. Hey, Spoods, how's it going? And we were talking about Kiaya as well. And Kiaya's history on GAM, because that guy is very inspirational story. Loveless in the house. Hey, someone got the Crisis Core reference. Hell yeah. There is a cricket in a... There is a grasshopper in a box, which they're making predict the games. You heard that right. Oh, God. Okay, jumping forwards. Artemis. Ah, he's caught out. Doesn't even flash. Oh, Artemis. Probably should have used that one. Goes down. And that'll probably lead to the dragon going over. A really bad place to get caught out for Artemis. They're a player I've got a lot of respect for. One of the greatest Vietnamese AD carries of all time. But, sadly, not at his greatest there. Profit Hopper. Yeah, it's the Prof Hopper. Yep. Dennis is my boy. Zac is my favorite Final Fantasy character. Zac is great. Crisis Core is one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. I think Kingdom Hearts 2, Crisis Core, and Halo. Oh, hang on, Light. Hang on a second. The Cloud Soul might help him a little bit. Look how fast he is. Woolston didn't land. Elio not quite able to get that. Levi goes golden. But Gelly, I think they might be finishing silver in this game. A second place. Q4s from Kiaya. It's not bad. Light pulled back by the W. The Storm Surge starts to pop. But how good is the damage after? Tien gets in, gets out, and the flag and drag will drag GAM all the way to hell across the river Styx. Xiao Hu and crew will take, what, a 3 for 1 overall? 4 for 1. Levi dies as well. Weibo will take the first game of our 3rd series of the day. Artemis stopped from recalling. He won't even be there to protect the Nexus. Like Chris might actually just try and stop the recalls well and truly. Weibo are going to look to try and end the entire damn game if they can. The standard giving everyone 30% extra attack speed. Breathe flashes out of Taragra. Artemis tries to clear the wave or kill someone, and instead he's only found Doom. Elio comes back in and he will finally clear the last minions. Even with the 3 grubs, Weibo not quite able to cleanly finish the game. Elio, that's too far, my friend. That's too far. Chris will go down. Can Weibo finish the game? They got 3 grubs. It helps that tower killing so much quicker. And the Jarvan standard, the extra 30% attack speed. Can GAM defend the Nexus? I'm not sure. They don't have the damage to kill everyone. Bro, Xiao Hu hitting it down. Breathe not even touched. And the top esports. My God, I love this pick. Now, for those of you who haven't watched as much GAM regionally throughout, say, 2020, 21, 22, everyone was saying, Levi, he's the Wukong guy. He's the rework is the last new energy champion. That's true. I suppose Akali does sort of count. Oh, jumping into mid lane. Rune Prison lands. Ari still has flash. Tien has the roots and will be able to get over there. I'm pretty sure this will be dead. And that's first blood through to Tien with the top esports logo. There is just double elimination. Yeah, folks. There is double elimination. Yeah. So we'll have a couple of days of seeding through from groups, and then we'll have Double can buy a lot of time with both the tunnel and the ult. It's just such a pain. So you just don't deal with it, okay? Levi's spot on this, has level 6. He can ult out to safety. Levi's actually a little bit ahead in terms of... he's a little ahead in terms of XP. Didn't expect that, actually. Has the grass blade to go invisible. Oh, Elliot's going in. There's the bullet time. Do they have enough XP? Yes, they do. The Supreme Display of Talent doesn't get the cancel they want, but it does force a little bit out of Artemis. How much damage can Tien do? Artemis goes down. Can't quite kill Tien. Goes for the double tap auto. Tien gets enough done in the play. First kill for him. Elio, I think he's caught in the play as well. Ares comes through, but all he's doing is laying out a carpet for Weibo to advance even further. The Spell Flux comes through as well. Double kill for Breathe. 3 in the fight. That's the first bit of the feats of strength for them. And GAM will only get a single... MF was pretty good versus... Oh, flash forwards. Levi does have flash and ult, so he doesn't have to use either of them right now. Artemis has cleanse, has flash. That is an awesome display of talent. Supreme magnificence. Pretty damn good, might I add. Elio will get himself out to safety, but great Kiana combo. Light finds the angle, and Tien is set up for success. Great ultimate. LPL Kiana really thrives in these messy early game states. Tiana comes to play again. Tien has been so good on this. 想不出来 GM 接团的画面，所以他们选择上去抓呼吸，可能掉血是掉血，但请见证医学奇迹，呼吸摁下那个 W 开始加120，加120。Breathe. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I actually don't think he's under any threat here. Yes, Levi does. He's going towards the Shojin first. Yes, they're gonna dive him. Breathe still has ult. He has his passive. I don't think Breathe's in trouble here. He's actually gonna go and try and he's trying to cut them off at the pass. He has ult. Can he get himself the kill? I think he might be able to. So close he does. Solo kill for Breathe in the 1v3. GAM will stick around and get some good value out of this. They're giving plate gold over to Tien as well. Jesus, they really want this guy some money. Levi got some gold from the top plates. Did get the kill as well. How many times has it been played in LCK? LCK, oh my god. Yeah, in LCK, it's 0 and 5. Including a game by Canyon, I believe, as well. Well, the Canyon's hang on, flash force melee again. They really want to catch this Kiana, but he gets out of the combo. He gets out of the combo. One thing over the wall, the Supreme Display of Talent is really threatening now. How much more can they get? Tien gets him against the wall. 2-man, great damage coming through. Elliot goes in for another combo. The bullet time isn't bad. Where is Light going to be with his ultimate? He has his ultimate for the shield. Can they get any more down? Not bad from Artemis. Artemis doing some great job there. Ares going forwards. Maybe looking for a flick back. Doesn't quite get it onto anyone. Tien uses the W though, and I think he'll go down. Goodbye, Tiana KDA. Weibo didn't have to go that path. Goes down. Good ultimate by Ares. GAM really wanting to get towards this Herald. Did get that one fight earlier. Breathe is around. Doesn't have ult. I think we'll call the end of that now. Herald taken by GAM. Shojin as well. Also gives the extra value. Levi starting to really take this down now. You have the bullet time. Elio, no flash. Tien, over the wall. He doesn't have flash. He has the grass blade. Now they're starting to engage on to Chris Xiaohu on the flank. Supreme Display of Talent does get the double stun. It does work like that. A little bit of a lag in the stream. Breathe coming down. 1-for-1. Both supports off the table, but Weibo forced GAM off the dragon. Ares is going to get out with his ultimate. No flick back. Dragon taken by Weibo. GM 再一次选择让 Kiaya 去拿发育，感觉这已经是成为他们公式当中的一部分了，就是他们一定会要让 Kiaya 先发育，而不是来 Flash away from Levi. Getting tier, stacking up, Rod of Ages, getting that stacked up for everything. Yeah, kind of nuts. Levi using the artillery bot of the Shyvana ultimate. Herald into mid lane, do you get that one? Levi has always been a big player. There's Bloodletter's Curse built up to get that magic resist shred. Actually, Shyvana won't be here. GAM will just say, we'll take the permanent buff of dragon stacking, stop you from getting your third. Give over the Atakan. How many did they get from this? They were on 10. How many did they get? 20. So it's 10 petals, and then they also get the extra 25% bonus. So you get 10 plus the 20. So it's basically 15 petals worth from that, plus the extra bonus from it. It's not crazy, but it's alright. Argue that the dragon is actually worth more than that. Kiaya did good damage on Tien, actually. Oh, they're using the redemption. Oh, fails the ult over the wall. They're roaming up with the Alistair and the Misfortune. Xiaohu going to go. Oh, he's going to cancel. Gets cancelled. Can't get out of it. Tien does have flash. Redemption of his own coming through now. Not bad from Ares there. When's his next cooldown's coming up? Xiao can't get the kill there. Tien so close to the solo kill onto Ares. Can't get it. Mid jungle down from Weibo. GAM. Good play from them. Punishing the overextended members without members roaming to them. Light does have his ult. Could potentially... Hang on a second. He could actually fly in for an ultimate up here. Elio's low. Ares is low. Ult. They start Baron. They start Baron. They're going to have to somehow steal it. Does Elio get in? He doesn't have flash, so he can't get in with a spellbook smite. Baron's just rushed. Just rushed. Easy as you like. GAM lose their jungler's HP, flash, and ult. Weibo pounced on the Baron, and it's gone. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. Tien's KDA has been cut in half a little bit. It wasn't 43, so he's definitely lost a bit of KDA, but he's still looking pretty clean. Mid lane turret taken. Sam leaves. Sam not clear, closing the door properly either, so I've got to go do that. Good, good. Get yourself a brother like that. Hang on, ult into mid lane. Oh, Elio one last ult, so close. Now the bullet time afterwards, no cancel from Crisp there. Very close to killing. Elio put down the redemption to heal himself on the top side. Kiaya, does he flash out there? I'm not sure if that was used. I don't think so. Close. Weibo blowing open the mid lane and the target Q. He used his ult just to shrug off the last bit of that. Crisp is dead. Hang on a second. Crisp is dead. Redemption coming through. That's an awesome ult from Tien. Supreme display of talent. Might just have won them the game. Tiana sends its regards as Tien pulls out the champion he smashed World 2019 with. An Asian Internet Invitational. How many dead? 3 so far from GAM. 3 for 1. Chris died before it, but what a great ult from Tien again. Oh, this guy's so good. Xiaohu has the Seraph Shield damage. The Spellflux not quite landing. Xiao flashing forwards, and that'll do it. Xiaohu Rise, another classic brought out of the playbook. Flashing forwards to take down the enemy AD carry. Artemis has not even had a bad game. He's been trying his best, bless him, but not exactly been able to do much against all these fed members. 2 grubs from Weibo walking forwards with multiple members. Levi doesn't have the ult. Will need to auto attack to charge that one up. Breathe going forwards, gets the knockup. How much extra damage do they have? Elliot, not a bad knockup from him, but I don't think it's going to be effing, and indeed it will not be. Realm Warp brings a couple of teammates out to safety. They'll go down towards the bot lane inhibitor turret. They'll take that. I don't think they take the inhib proper. Weibo taking themselves a Nexus turret, an inhibitor, and an inhibitor tower. Teleport coming through. Crisp will see it. Kiaya going to be stopped on that ward. He's not going to get much backup from his team. If any more CC lands, he is in a lot of trouble. And the solar flare does. Tien found out by Levi, and he gets killed. The ultimate comes out first, though, and also snags Kiara on the other side of the wall. A parting gift from the Kiana. Light doesn't have ult, but does land the W over the wall. Has the W reset from the passive. It's close, but just about misses. Levi might get found out by Breathe here. Levi trying to heal up the Gromp. I think he knows he's dead. And Captain Levi caught between a rock and a hard place. A Rek'Sai and a Rise will go down. GAM try for an inventive teleport. Instead find nothing. They'll lose a couple of kills. Light will solo the dragon. Weibo claims sole control of this game, really. Maybe. I hope Weibo keeps the same roster next year, but Xiaohu Crisp a liability in too many games. I mean, Light occasionally joins that list too, right? I think he was more consistent in years past. 23 was probably his peak. Ooh, Tien jumping forwards, gets the ultimate, gets down to 2, including Artemis. Artemis, how does he get a good angle for his ult now? He needs to buy some space. Breathe, ulted by Kiaya. Good damage from Levi, back onto Crisp and Tien. Ult force from Ares. The team's a little bit split now. Xiaohu, he's caught. Does he have a flash? He goes golden. Great spellflux. Oh my god, the damage. Do they have enough to get the... What? It's pausing in the middle of it. Breathe, can't get the cancel. Onto the Misfortune. There's enough damage from the Titanic Hydra jumps forwards again, but there's no follow-up. Light doesn't ult into the backline, doesn't want to go too far. And Weibo actually lose 2 members for just the 1. Both solo lanes for support. Big victory for GAM in terms of the members killed. Not bad, not bad. Tien still has his GA. Oh, a bit scary there. Not that damage from Tien. Does he flash out? Yes, he does. Flashes away. Artemis has Bloodthirster, has enough healing. He's safe for now. W poke from Kai'Sa misses. Will be on the longer cooldown now. No teleports just yet. They need to buy 20 seconds for the solo laners to be alive. Tien might go in for a one-way trip to see if he can get himself a steal on the objective. Has the grass blade. They managed to catch out Kiaya. Decent damage from Light. Not enough right now to make things really nasty. Light gets 2 though. That's a great turnaround from the Kai'Sa. There's the damage needed in Artemis. I don't think he's making it out of this one. A blade over the wall from Kiana with love. Light gets a triple kill. And it is a searchlight exposing the weakness of GAM. Teleport into the base, and just as GAM had a great position to claw their way back into the game, it's snatched from them by that Kaiser and Kiana. Elio next up on the list. Stake on the menu, a supreme display of talent, and another Top Esports logo flared up. The emotes. Yeah, this one was personal. Tien from 2022. Pay something a little bit back, go on to the Nexus, breathe or die. And Weibo will win the series 2-0, and that'll be our series for the day.